To start your morning, sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve. We got to head to Brooklyn for our top story. The Nets are moving forward without Kyrie Irving. They announced on Tuesday, no vaccine, no basketball. It's just too tough to manage all the chemistry and the continuity otherwise. So for now, it is Kevin Durant and James Harden's team. During a long IG live session last night, Kyrie finally opening up about his basketball future. Take a listen.
Don't believe that I'm retiring. Don't believe that, I'm going to give up this game for a vaccine mandate or staying unvaccinated. Don't believe any of that shit, man. Like really be aware of what's being said. Pay attention to what's going on out in the real world. People are losing their jobs to these mandates. People are having to make choices with their own lives, which I respect. And I don't want to sit here and play on people's emotions either. Just use logic. What would you do? If you felt uncomfortable going into the season when you were promised that you would have exemptions or that you didn't have to be forced to get the vaccine. For some odd reason, people love to have my name in the mix of just some BS. Like, just hearing the way people speak with so much conviction about what I should be doing with my life and what, my teammates should be feeling about me, what the organization be feeling about me. You think I really want to lose money? You think I really want to give up on my dream to go after a championship? You think I really just want to give up my job? You think I really just want to sit at home and not go after the things with my teammates that I've been able to grow with, to learn that it takes sacrifice in this space? Because we could be easily at home chilling with our families, but we're choosing to go out there and perform. And even in that job, like that's a dream come true. I've been working on that since I was in 4th grade. You think I want to give up my livelihood because of a mandate, because I don't have accommodations, because I'm unvaccinated? Come on.
All right, there's a lot to get to there, but Nick, let me start with you. What was your reaction to this from Kyrie?
All right, listen, people should go watch the full 25-minute IG Live. And if you don't have 25 minutes, just go back in your memory to high school and think of a presentation where no one's done the reading. And it's a similar circumstance. But he did say some interesting things there. And one of them was, because right now Kyrie is, what he made clear is, I'm not against the people who got vaccinated, but I'm taking a stand, and what was leaked to Shams, for the folks who have lost their jobs due to vaccine mandates. But that doesn't track, because he said right there, we played it for you. I was told I was going to get an exemption. So, meaning before New York City had the vaccine mandate, he had talked to the Nets and thought it's going to be fine for me to play without the vaccine. So before anyone was losing any jobs, Kyrie had decided, for one reason or another, I'm sure there's a great YouTube video explaining it, he wasn't going to get vaccinated. That is his choice, and that is his freedom to do so. But it's not a freedom to do so and not have there to be certain repercussions, positive or negative, that go along with it. He also said, and we didn't play it, but the quote is, "This wasn't something I foresaw coming, I prepared for, or had the chance to strategize on." Well, that's an indictment on the people around Kyrie. Kyrie needs better people around him. If you didn't think it was a possibility that a city such as New York City might put this type of mandate in place, then you didn't see an obvious train coming down the tracks. But what has happened now is Kyrie is being framed, and in that sham story, and then some yesterday, as some freedom fighter. Stephon Marbury was on IG yesterday comparing him to Muhammad Ali, which not only is a total just rewriting of who Ali was and what he represented and what he faced and the peril he put himself in, it also, on a very specific point, misunderstands what Ali thought about vaccines. Do we have video from Muhammad Ali on vaccines? If so, let's play it.
September, because that's the law. The law says if your kids don't have their shots for dangerous diseases like mumps, measles, and polio, they aren't getting into school. The law also says they must go to school, so you have no choice. Get your kids their shots. Call 349-2664 to get free shots now. Remember, no shots, no school. It's the law.
And by the way, don't call that number right now. That number is not actually still active, and just a nice old lady's going to answer. So please don't call that number. So here's the other issue, though. That's the vaccine side of it. Then there's the practical basketball side of it. Kyrie said, I'm not retiring, which is good news for the Nets because it makes him tradable. Keep in mind, Kyrie's contract expires at the end of this year. I want to play one more clip for you. James Harden, when asked if he's talked to Kyrie, here's what he said yesterday.
Have you talked to Kyrie since the decision came down?
Say it again?
Have you talked to Kyrie since?
No, I haven't talked to him. All right, guys? Thank you.
Thank you.
James. Appreciate you.
Broussard, the Nets want to re-sign James Harden. I do not think they want to re-sign Kyrie Irving. That was James Harden's answer, and those words, James Harden in 4 seconds there gave me more information than Kyrie gave me in 25 minutes last night. He don't want to talk about this. He don't want to deal with this. He don't want to be asked about it all year. I would trade Kyrie Irving immediately. I don't care if I get 10 cents on the dollar. He's not going to play for you this year. You don't want to re-sign him long term, and you can remove it. So that was my takeaway. Him saying, I'm not retiring, okay. So find the trade, make it work, and turn the page.
No, Nick, that was one of the few points of clarity we did get where Kyrie said, I am not retiring. I'm not giving up the game I love for a vaccination or not getting vaccinated. And that is good news because they should try to move him and see what they can get for him. I wouldn't rush into it. I'd see how we're playing without him and all that. But if a good deal comes my way, I'm working the phone, seeing what his value is. And, yeah, I'm willing to move him, no doubt about that. You also made a good point about Ali, because a lot of people, as you said, were starting to compare him to Ali. Here's the other thing. Ali literally was willing to, and did for 3 years, give up the sport he loved. He gave it up. Kyrie just told you, I'm not giving it up. All right, and that's fine. I'm not saying he should. I'm just saying, again, it's not this equal comparison to Muhammad Ali. And, by the way, Muhammad Ali didn't get paid during those 3 years. He actually had to take some money from Joe Frazier once. All right, Kyrie, and here's the other thing. All those people out there that he says he's representing that lost their jobs, they not getting paid. You getting paid $17 million to sit in your living room and watch your team play? I don't know, but you're going to get $17 million. And so it's not a comparison. I've heard him compared to Colin Kaepernick. I said, well, Kaepernick protested on behalf of people dying, getting killed. Kyrie is not. There are people dying from the vaccination or from the not getting vaccinated. No. All right, there's 700,000 people in America that have died because of this. And the vaccination, 99% of the people in ICU are unvaccinated. So, again, not a fair comparison. And Kyrie told us to think with logic in his rant, spiel, whatever you want to call it. Think with logic, not emotion. All right, logic. But then he comes out and says, I'm not anti-vax. You're not against the people that get the vaccination, but you're anti-vax for yourself, and that's fine. I got family members and friends who are anti-vax. So just own it, though. But don't tell us you're not anti-vax and then you're not with your teammates who were counting on you because of the vaccination. You're not with the organization that was willing to pay you $136 million. And, by the way, still going to pay you $16 million for doing nothing this year. But you walk away from them because of the vaccination. You're willing to, at least for a year, walk away from the game you've loved by your account since 4th grade because of the vaccination. You're anti-vax, and it's fine. But just own it. Own it.
See, Broussard, yep. I don't even think he's anti-vax. I really don't. I don't think, and I'm not trying to be mean here, I don't think he exactly knows what he is. He's kind of figuring it out as he goes. And the medium is the message. If he was serious about this platform, he could have called any journalist in the country. He could have called any podcaster in the country. He could have called a Kyrie-specific press conference and read off a teleprompter exactly what he wanted to say. But he didn't. He just popped on IG Live. That was glitchy, and in a poorly lit, bookshelf with a bookshelf behind him, and try to rattle off some stuff, and to try to have a real strong take about it, which our job is. You really can't, because half of the stuff that he says on one side, 3 minutes later he contradicts it. So I'll just give you one. He says at the end, nobody's going to hijack my voice. See if they play this on the TV channels. The whole thing was 24 minutes and 55 seconds long. What do you want us to play on the TV channel? The whole darn thing? It just proves that there is no strategy to getting the message out. You want to get a message out? Call Lee Jenkins and Sports Illustrated, have him write something. You wanted the TV channels to play something? Release a 2-minute clip. You know this. The media is not all pawns. Nick, there's just no plans for how to get his message out, because he doesn't have a plan, because he's not exactly sure what he thinks.
Right, because 3 months ago, when he was doing great stuff with the kids at Standing Rock, he refused to wear a mask, even though every kid and worker there did. And a few months ago, he's out there liking videos about how the vaccine creates little microscopic robots in you. And now it's about the people who have lost their jobs. But he tells you in the video he didn't want to take the vaccine before there was even a mandate. Here's what it is. You're telling me to do something, so I won't do it. Because you are telling me to do it, I refuse to.